Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and salam sejahtera. Today I would like to present our project for assignment 2, Network Disaster Recovery Plan for class STIC 5013, Cyber Security Governance, Risk and Compliance. In this presentation, I will cover the above mentioned, but for me, I will cover section 1 until section 4, which is purpose and scope, objective and assumption, disaster definition and disaster strategy. Mr. Ravi will cover section 5, maintenance and plan review, section 6, alert declaration phase, section 7, incident response, section 8, phase of network recovery, and lastly, appendix and first, I would like to talk about the purpose of this network disaster recovery plan. Aim to get ABC private institution ready in case circumstances beyond of our control impact corporate local network, wide area network, internet access, and wireless network services such as natural disaster or man-made event. It is expected of all ABC private institution locations that are one connected to take preventive action wherever practical to reduce operational disruption and to respond as quickly as feasible to incidents. The scope of this area are limited to handling emergencies. This policy is responsible for coordination and project management, including reporting the status of planning, testing, and auditing activity to the IT senior leadership team. This policy integrates IT system that support the Tier 1 procedure outlined by ABC private institution. The objective of this Network Disaster Recovery Plan is to provide procedure and resources needed to assist in network recovery, to identify vendor and customer that must be notified in the event of a network outage, assist in avoiding confusion experienced during a network disruption by documenting, testing, and reviewing recovery procedure, and references and point to the location of network operational data outside this document. But we assume that this plan and crucial network document are stored in a secure offsite location and not only survive the disaster but are accessible right away following a disaster. Key network personnel including the lead admin, administrator, team leaders, technician, and alternate will be available after a disaster. Different IT support group and department will each have their own disaster recovery. Disaster definition is any interruption in carrier services such as local access, wide area network channel, or internet access, voice, data connectivity, which include router, switch, PBX, or VoIP system, or natural disaster that affect network connectivity, about voice, data, internet, and wireless technologies provided by ABC private institution IT operation. This plan identifies weaknesses and suggests countermeasures to avoid prolonged network outage. The disaster strategy in this network disaster recovery plan is four, which is the first one is guideline for implementing the strategy. If any initial assessment of the network disruption indicate a potential prolonged outage such more than 8 hours, this plan become effective when approved by senior IT management. The plan will remain in effect until network operations are resumed at the main location. Declaring a disaster and activating network recovery team in accordance with the provision of this plan is the responsibility of the senior management team with input from the emergency management team, disaster recovery team, and IT technical support. The senior management of ABC private institution will decide whether to declare a disaster in the event or a significant disaster affecting the firm location. The emergency management team and disaster recovery team must be activated right away in the following situation, regardless of the specific of the network disruption or the identity of the person who first learned of the disaster. Also, external communication for corporate public relation personnel are designated as the principal contact with the media, agency, regulatory, government agencies, and other external organizations following a formal network disaster declaration. For emergency management standard and procedure, in the case of a network breakdown or related outage, network admin and operation staff, as well as other ABC private institution employee who have been appointed to do, must adhere to the following measure. The management staff of ABC private institution is given this procedure to keep at home as a reference. They are one site that offer emergency contact information. Personnel should report to alternative site if access to the facility holding network infrastructure equipment is banned, or ask security for access if the building is not destroyed or quarantined. In the event of a natural disaster, they must inform the network analyst right away if a significant disaster disrupt ABC private institution network operation. In the event of a fire, determine the seriousness of the situation, classify the fire as a major or minor event, and take the necessary action as outlined in this section. In the event of a network services provider outage, the recommendation and instruction in this section are to be followed in the event of a network service provider outage. In the event of a flood, the recommendation and procedure in this section are to be followed in the event of a flood or burst water pipe close to any point of network equipment. That's all for me. So I pass to Mr. Ravi. Thank you.